So hello everyone, I hope you all must be doing great. And today I'm going to cover the second chapter of the NCERT, that of the 12th standard. That is, the chapter's name is Indian States and the Society in the 18th Century. Okay, so already I have finished the first chapter through some other online mode, but as I will, whenever I will get time, I will upload the videos of the first chapter. So today I'm starting from the second chapter, and as you know, NCERT is the must. If you want a strong base, you want to crack exam, already you know you have to read and you have to go through the NCERT very deeply, very thoroughly. Okay, so before starting this chapter, we should know the little base, or you can say you should know the little background of this particular chapter. So why we are talking here about the Indian states and the society of the 18th century? As you know, in the middle of the, when we will reach the middle of the 18th century, the adventure of these Europeans, or you can say the power of the British, start rising after the Battle of Plassey in 1757 and in the Battle of Buxar in 1764. So what happened in 1707? As you must be knowing, in 1707 this Aurangzeb died, and after this, you know, the Mughal Empire became weak and fragile, or in other words you can say the Mughal Empire started declining. Okay, so this was a wonderful opportunity for the other states, or you can say the other powerful governors who were ruling under the flag of these Mughals, or other, as you can say, the rivals or the rebellions of the Mughal emperor. Okay, so this was a wonderful opportunity for such people. So many states you will see, like Hyderabad, the state of Hyderabad, state of Mysore, we'll talk about Awadh, Bengal, or the Maratha kingdom. Okay, so they started themselves rising, or you can say they started rising, or they started strengthening themselves economically, politically, in other ways also. So now, what was the major constraint at that era? The major constraint was the zamindars, or the petty nobles, who were fighting to grab maximum revenue, or you can say the land revenue, out of from the peasants, or you can say the farmers. So there was a continuous fight, or you can say there was a chaos everywhere in the society. So with the rise of these powerful states, finally what they did, they dealt with those peoples with iron hand, or you can say in other words, they curbed these revolts, or you can say these petty fights, and consolidated their position. Okay, but the condition of the peasants or the farmers remained vulnerable, or you can say it was very poor. And when we talk about the trade, okay, because when you will go through this, we will talk about the trade also. So these states were the patronage. They gave patronage to the artist, to the skilled craftsman. Definitely they help themselves so that they can have their own position, they can have their identity, and their art and culture can grow, and they help to flourish the internal trade as well as the foreign trade. But what was the major drawback? The major drawback was these rulers never paid attention, or you can say not, I won't say that everyone, but most of these rulers, they didn't pay attention for the development of science and technology in the field of the economics, in the field of business, or in the art, or you can say in the medicine, or anything. That was the major reason why we lagged behind from being you can say from being the champion of the international market. We became very poor, or you can say we stand nowhere at the international platform. And beside this, when we talk about all these states, most of the states, they had their economic and the political ambition rather than any religious ambition. So most of them were secular in nature. Is it clear? So this was a small background. While going through this, now you will understand it I think in a better manner. So first of all, we'll talk about the state of Hyderabad, then we will cover Carnatic, then after that we will cover Bengal. So as you know, Hyderabad, it was founded in 1724 by Asaf Jahan, or you can say Nizam ul Mulk Asaf Jahan. Asaf Jahan was a title that was given to him by Muhammad Shah Rangila, okay, who was the emperor at that time. So this Asaf Jahan, he was a very able man, he was a great administrator, he was a warrior, he was a great thinker in this manner, means he had a good choice, or you can say he had a good brain, how to deal in administration, how to keep everything in line and order. So that's why he was from 1722 to 1724, he was the Wazir of the Mughal Empire, okay, during the reign of Muhammad Shah Rangila. But what happened, he became very frustrated because this Muhammad Shah Rangila was a man of, you can say he was a fun loving man. He was more interested towards arts, music and dance rather than in the administration or in other issues of his empire. So what this man did, he kept on suggesting him, giving him advice, suggestion that this is out of order, now we should take these steps, and now we should curb corruptions, we should keep everything orderly. But this Muhammad Shah Rangila, he didn't pay heed, and ultimately this man became very frustrated that now he understood that I am no use for this man. So ultimately now I have to search, I have my own goal, or I have to establish my position, or you can say in other words, he himself decided that I will found my own empire. So finally in 1724 he founded the state of Hyderabad. Is it clear? I think if you have any problem, you can write down in the comment section, okay. So he founded the state of this Hyderabad. That's why it is known as the Nizam of Hyderabad, okay. You should also remember he is the one who had helped this Muhammad Shah Rangila to uproot those Sayyid brothers. Who were the Sayyid brothers? I think we have discussed in the first chapter. If you have some knowledge, just write down in the description box. And these Sayyid brothers were known as the kingmakers. We will discuss them we'll also discuss about them in the first chapter when I will upload this video again, okay. So to strengthen himself, first of all, what he did, he took a very strong step to curb down the position, to uproot those peoples or the rivals who were planning against him. So in other words, you can say he consolidated his position in Deccan. So he kept everything in law and order. If we talk about the revenue, if we talk about economics, if we talk about army, everything was in well order. And he was a great man. If we talk about the discipline and the administration, that's why he was able to keep those powerful Marathas out of his dominion. You know, these Marathas were the most important or the most dangerous rivals even of during the Aurangzeb regime, and they were very powerful, okay. So but he was also a powerful man, that's why he was able to keep these Marathas out of his dominion, okay. And as we have discussed that he has curtailed down the corruption also. So in this book, this much that was written about this Nizam ul Mulk Asaf Jahan. So we won't go into depth. That's it. Later when we will cover any standard book, then we will study all these things in more details. Now moving towards the Carnatic, okay. We will discuss about the war of the Carnatic Wars. It was a war between English and French, as definitely there was Indian counterparts there was also, but you know, this Carnatic comes under the authority of the governor of the Deccan, okay. But as you know, as Hyderabad, you know, the Nizam of Hyderabad never said virtually, or you can say he never he never declared openly that I am free from the Mughal Empire, but in practice he was free. Is the same thing that was done by the Carnatic governor, okay. So there was a deputy governor he was known as the Sadatullah Khan. So he declared himself as the Nawab of the Carnatic, and he made his post hereditary. Hereditary means now the people of his family will rule that particular state. So later he appointed his nephew Dost Ali as the successor of the Carnatic. And after 1740, due to some internal internal conflict or struggle related to the Nawabship, that I will become Nawab, that person said I will become Nawab, and due to this conflict the position of this Carnatic became very fragile. After that, now we will move towards Bengal. As you know, during this Mughal era, Bengal was the richest and the biggest province, okay, as we have discussed, because it has very fertile land, as well as the commerce and the trade was very well flourished. If we talk about the leather industry, gunpowder industry, sugar industry, brass industry, everything was there, and that was one of the richest province of the of the Mughal Suba, okay. So as you know about the Murshid Quli Khan, okay, he has founded the Murshidabad, okay. So this Murshid Quli Khan, he in 1700, during the reign of Aurangzeb, he became he became Diwan of Bengal, okay. He became Diwan of Bengal, and later in 1717 he was appointed as the governor of Bengal. Though he was appointed in 1717, but somewhere you can say virtually he was the ruler of Bengal, because he was a very able and wise, he was a very wise man. So this Murshid Quli Khan, he brought some reforms in the land revenue system, okay. He brought some land revenue system, some reforms in the land revenue system, because he wanted to have some more revenues, he wanted to earn maximum profit, so that he can strengthen the treasury and the state of Bengal. So finally, he converted the Jagir lands into the Khalish land. So now if you are wondering what was the Khalish land was those lands which falls under the custody of the ruler, okay. And Jagir lands, as you know, that is under the Jagir of any noble or any person who had the hold of that particular land. So he started converting those excess Jagir land into the Khalish land, so that the revenue generated from this land can be directly sent to the treasury of this Murshid Quli Khan. So this was the first thing that he has brought under the reform. Second thing was a revenue farming. Revenue farming means now someone he has appointed that he can collect the revenue from that particular region. Means he has appointed the revenue collectors, and those collectors were responsible to collect the revenue out of this farming. So but though he has not taken big amount of revenue, but still at that time agriculture was very uncertain, and the way of taking away that revenue was somewhere inhuman, or you can say that was cruel also. So that was giving too much pressure on the peasants, or you can say the position of the peasants became very, or you can say very deteriorating, or you can say become weak. Now, as well as he has introduced Takavi. What was Takavi? Takavi, in 3 markers it could be asked, or in a small question on PT also it could be asked. What was Takavi? Takavi was the agricultural loan, okay. That was given by the ruler, or you can say the king, to those peasants or the farmers who are in the need of money, okay. So with some sort of interest, they also had to give some interest. So these loans were given, so that in case of need, whenever they need money, they can have that loan, and they can do their agriculture, and after once the harvest has been done, according to that they can give back that loan, they can repay their loan, and as well as the interest. Now I want to tell you, this Takavi was first introduced by MBT, that is Muhammad bin Tughlaq, okay. First it was introduced in India by MBT, mind it, okay. Now during the region of this Murshid Quli Khan, there were some people who revolted against him. The name was like Sita Ram Ray, Uday Narayan, Ghulam Muhammad, Sujat Khan, but he he curved them very beautifully, okay, and finally he became the strongest, or you can say the able ruler of Bengal. Who became? That was the Murshid Quli Khan. After that, his son-in-law Shujauddin, okay, after this, because actually he died in 1727, Murshid Quli Khan died in 1727, and Shujauddin became the ruler of Bengal. That was from 1727 and he ruled till 1739. Is it clear? He was also an able man, and after that his son Sarfaraz Khan became the ruler in 1739. So his son, whose son? Shujauddin's son Sarfaraz Khan became the ruler of the Bengal. But what happened at that time? This Alwardi Khan, he was a Subedar of Bihar. He had a fight, or you can say he fought a battle against this Sarfaraz Khan, that was known as the Battle of Geria. And in the Battle of Geria, that was fought in 1739 or 1740, and finally in this Battle of Geria, this Sarfaraz Khan was killed by Alwardi Khan, and finally this Alwardi Khan became the next Nawab, or you can say the ruler of Bengal, okay. And once this Alwardi Khan became the Nawab, he sent 2 crore rupees to Muhammad Shah Rangila to get the official acceptance, or you can say acceptance from this Mughal Empire that I am the ruler of Bengal. He sent 2 crore rupees to whom? To Muhammad Shah Rangila. In turn, he got affirmation that yes, you are the Nawab of Bengal. Alwardi Khan was also a very able ruler of Bengal. He took several steps to strengthen the state of Bengal in terms of revenue, in terms of politics, and everything, okay. At that time also, you know, these French and these English people, these were very busy in fortifying their factories and making their settlements. So Alwardi Khan never allowed them to fortify their factories, okay na? That's why, you know, this English, especially English people, they hate this Alwardi Khan. And after that, you know the story. After that, his successor, that was the do you know the name? सरफराज खान के बाद आ रहे हैं अलवर्दी खान के बाद कौन आएंगे? दैट वाज द सिराज उद्दौला, ओके. एंड देयर वाज अ बैटल ऑफ प्लासी, एंड यू नो, इन द बैटल ऑफ प्लासी दिस सिराज उद्दौला वाज किल्ड, एंड फाइनली